Hi, and welcome to the KSA Tech YouTube channel. Today's tutorial will cover printing on our large format HP DesignJet T7100 printer. This printer is set up to handle single page documents at A2, A1 and A0 paper sizes. It's accessible through your Kent IT account when you log onto the computer. You should see it as an option when you select a print. If you don't, then contact ksatech@kent.ac.uk to set it up, but remember to email from your Kent email address so we know who you are. Any print that's accepted to this printer will be charged to your printing account. Charges vary depending on physical size and whether the document is colour or not. These prices will be displayed on the wall above the printer, or you can inquire with the technicians. Now, let's go through some settings that you should be using to get the best out of our printer. The first setting you should know about is colour profiling. Most printers will have a profile that makes sure colours are represented in the print as well as they're represented on screen. This is really easy to do in Photoshop when you set up your document. An existing document can also be converted, although you should back up the original should something go wrong with the conversion. You can set up your colour profile when you set up a file in Photoshop. Just click File, New. Now you have the options to set up your new file. Select your size, your resolution, click Advanced Options here. Under Colour Profile, select the profile you want. For our DesignJet T7100, Adobe RGB 1998 or Swap Web Coated CMYK V2 is recommended. To convert an existing document, open the document in Photoshop. Go to Edit, Convert to Profile. This section will tell you the current colour profile the document is in. Navigate to the drop-down box below, select the correct colour profile and click OK. Be aware that colour profiling will not always grant you exact colours to what you'll see on screen, as most screens are not calibrated for colour. It will simply give you the best chance to get the best colours. Now let's move on to some other settings. When you select a print, you'll be shown the program's printing window, which will do its best to pass the settings you choose to the printer, but it isn't always very well done. Therefore, you should do all the configuration in the printing interface, which you can see when you click Properties, and get the window you see here. Inside this window, there are three main tabs to look at: Paper and Quality, Layout Output, and Colour. Paper and Quality is where you're going to tell the printer what size paper you're aiming to print on. The only allowed print sizes here are A2, A1 and A0. If you pull down this drop-down box, we will see all the sizes we require. You might notice that not all of these options are shown when you first select the printer. If they're not, then select the drop-down box and select More. The correct section to look for here is the ISO/JIS section. Select the size you want and click OK. Be aware that A4, A3 documents will be denied before they reach the printer. You can also adjust quality options here if you wish to speed up the print, but it will drastically affect quality. By default, this should be set to maximum quality to ensure the best looking prints and colours. On the Layout Output tab is where we'll set the scaling options, so here you will tell the printer whether it needs to resize the document to fit the paper size you've selected. For documents or drawings that are to scale, the Actual Size option is recommended. For documents that are not the same as the selected print size, such as quickly scaling up an A2 to an A1, then the Fit To option is recommended. However, scaling this way will reduce quality. Rotation options are also located on this tab, but the printer usually auto-rotates documents to best fit paper size and reduce waste, so these settings can be left alone unless specifically required. The final tab to look at is the Colour tab. This tab is where you'll select whether you'll get a colour print or a black and white print. They are charged differently when accepted to the printer, so it's best to pick the setting based on what you're trying to print. Three options can be seen here: Print in Colour, Print in Grayscale, and Print in Pure Black and White. Print in Colour, of course, should be used for colour jobs. Grayscale should be used for all black and white jobs. Print in Pure Black and White is not recommended for any purpose and regularly causes issues with prints, which leads us on to the subject of common issues with the printer. As we went through the tutorial, you may have noticed a box on each tab called Show Preview Before Printing. Remember to leave this box unticked, as it usually causes the print to be rejected or lost in transmission to the printer. Most programs will give you a preview of your print in the application printing window, so you can avoid this problem and see how your print should appear. Another recognised bug in this printer is if different scaling options are suggested in the program printing window as to what's selected in the printer window. In this case, the job will be accepted by the system and costed, but held at the printer. This is because the user is telling the printer to do two different conflicting things. This is usually the only setting that must be changed to match what we've selected in the printing interface. The pure black and white option is a mode designed for specialist drawings. Our system isn't able to define the difference between this mode and colour, and so prints made with this setting are mistakenly charged at double price. This mode is also not able to recognise colour gradient. It's a binary colour choice. Either everything is solid black or it's white. This usually leads to a poor printing result, as well as double charged print credit. If you wish to check what printing credit has been used, right-click on the paper cut icon in the taskbar and select Details. Or just open up your web browser and type in printing.kent.ac.uk. Log in with your Kent IT account. This will show you a summary of your paper cut account. Simply click Recent Print Jobs to see your printed documents. This will also tell you if your job has been denied, and if so, for what reason. Simply hover over the status indicator to check the reason. So if your document has been in the queue for a while, feel free to check this page out and make sure it was actually accepted. Other restrictions you should be aware of are we've restricted multiple page documents in order to speed up printing during busy periods. The printer processes multi-page documents very slowly, and overall, after testing, it was found that it's much more efficient to print each page as a separate job. Another to bear in mind is that printing from Windows Photo Viewer is blocked. We found the standard Windows Picture Viewer wasn't performing correctly when printing to this printer, so any print sent for this program will be rejected. Finally, large documents or files with many complicated layers tend to crash when being sent to this printer, so make sure you flatten your file before you print. But please make sure you save your original document before doing this. If there are any issues with this printer, such as a paper jam or paper running out, make sure you report it as soon as possible. This way we can ensure that issues are fixed as quickly as possible. If you have an error with your job, please also report this as soon as possible, ideally straight away, giving as much detail as possible about the error you experienced. If you are found not to have caused the error due to incorrect settings, you'll be refunded for the print. Please report all issues to ksatech@kent.ac.uk. If you no longer need your print, please make sure to recycle it by placing it in the waste paper bin. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Feel free to look at our other videos and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to ensure you're kept up to date with the videos as they're released. We hope to see you soon. But until then, have a good day.